Ian DeMary is the tailback. Going to give the ball to DeMary, running right up the middle, ball wrapped up. And DeMary down to about the 22-yard line, running straight ahead.
Sure, Cortland kind of evaluating when to start taking the timeouts. Probably not quite yet, but maybe maybe after a third down. But Grove City content to pick up 3 yards and burn up 40-plus seconds of clock. And the Wolverines will do the shift, have the tackle over, the guard over. It's Gabe Hilty. We saw Vinny Lepre do that for years. So he's that end man. Now Gabe Hilty was essentially, it's a tight end position. Third guy to the left of the center.
DeMary's going to get the football again. Found a little gap to squeeze through, and then got a little push from his friends down to the 15-yard line. And that should move the chains. It will for a Grove City first down.
See Hildy down there. Jed Feldmeyer, the guard from Troy, making his first start. Troy up in Northeast PA. He's probably no doubt has some friends and family here. And then Dustin Hoddle. What a job he's done. He's been on offense for about 2 weeks. Being that second fullback, he was clearing guys out of the way. It's first down and 10 at the 15.
So they will fake the shift, and we get the fullback low 5 for the first time this season. DeMary remains the tailback. Play clock to 3 seconds. Snap it with 2. DeMary gets it again, finds another little gap to squeeze through. And now we've got a timeout on the field called by Cortland. 2 minutes, 18 seconds to play in the game. 24-14 Grove City on the Wolverine Sports Network.
My name is Bobby. I'm a veteran and lost my leg to a roadside bomb. My victory was going from a wheelchair to becoming a weightlifting champion.
I'm Sam. I'm a veteran. My victory was finding a career I can be proud of and supporting my family.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran, and my victory was finishing my education.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support for victories great and small.
My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
My victory was getting my service dog a new best friend.
We help more than 1 million veterans every year as they face and conquer their challenges.
My victory is being able to be there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Off the Cortland timeout, we get back to action. It is going to be second down and 8 for the Wolverines. Ian DeMary is the tailback. DeMary's going to get the handoff, spin off of a tackle, work his way down to the 10-yard line. Going to set up third down for Grove City. And Cortland going to use another timeout.
And we can keep it here and give us a chance to update the PAC scoreboard. And kind of a mixed bag, maybe even more down than up for the President's Athletic Conference today. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Let's start with the good news.
All right, the good news. Case Western leading at the half at Rowan, 14-7. Second quarter early on, Allegheny and Denison are tied at 6. Denison, one of the favorites in the North Coast Athletic Conference. St. Vincent leads Hilbert 14-7 at the half. And now, the other side of the coin. It's gone final. Sewanee, big second half. The University of the South beats Bethany 41-6. Utica leading W&J 42-23. I believe that's end of third. Widener all over Geneva 41-12. That game may still be, I don't know if they've reached halftime yet there. The stats might not be displaying properly. And Waynesburg University losing to John Carroll 38-0 in the third. And that Widener game, 41-12, they're still in the first half.
Oof. Off the timeout, it is third down coming up for the Wolverines.
Widener, by the way, the alma mater of Billy White Shoes Johnson.
Oh.
Kick returner extraordinaire of our youth.
Give the ball to Ian DeMary. DeMary inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. Going to bring up 4th down for Grove City.
And that will take us to the 2-minute timeout. So with the ball at the 8, and Grove City needing 3 yards, I think the offense is going to stay out there. The field goal, it's still a 2-score game either way, but a lot can go bad. Bad snap, block kick, things of that sort. If you miss the kick, they're going to get it to 20 at minimum. Even you make the field goal, you still have to kick off to them. You get the first down, you knee it out. If you don't get it, they have to go 90 yards. But we'll see what Coach DiDonato elects to do here as we've reached the 2-minute timeout. So, I want to remind everybody that Wolverines will be home next week for Mount Union. First meeting since 1979. Mount Union, of course, the defending national runner-up. And that great program that they have there, really the gold standard in Division III football for the better part of 4 decades now. Of course, when longtime head coach Larry Karras, we got a chance to talk with Coach Karras at the baseball regional back in May. Mm-hmm. But now head coach Jeff Dart, he and his squad will be coming to town next week. Mount Union leading Wheaton today 27-7 at halftime.
They will shuffle the offensive line on 4th down. Both fullbacks in there. Ellis going to go under center. Sends Brunette in motion. Gives the ball to Demiri. Demiri spinning off tacklers, driving the pile to the 5-yard line.
Second, third effort. He gets the first down, and that's going to slam the door on Cortland. Ian Demiri, he was hit at the line of scrimmage. You can see from where the lacrosse line, or that's the soccer line at the 8, that's where the line of scrimmage was. He was hit there, kept fighting, got help from Brunette and Hoddle, kept pushing, kept fighting, and we're a minute at 40 away from saying it's a Wolverine winner, Mr. Means.
You mentioned that Mount Union lead. Wheaton's nationally ranked as well, I believe. Aren't they like 17?
They could be. I know they certainly have been receiving goods. They were 9-2 last year, was the Thunder.
Ellis under center, both fullbacks and Demiri. Burnett will go in motion. They will give the ball to Demiri. Demiri's going to score to cap this one off with a little more than a minute to play in the 4th quarter.
Demiri crashing over the left side, and the Wolverines put an exclamation point on a big road victory today here in...
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
It's a problem, guys. We don't know how good he's going to be because the coaching...
Please stand by for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network on the Live 365 Network and the Live 365 app.
Saturday nights are hockey nights. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. From Prince-Scape Arena in Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania, the United States Hockey League is proud to present preseason game number 2 for your Youngstown Phantoms. Today, they take on the Muskegon Lumberjacks. Good afternoon, sports fans. My name is Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Pleased to be bringing you the action this afternoon on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Second game in less than 18 hours for these two teams. They got together last night here at Prince-Scape, a 3-2 Muskegon victory. Jacks got on the board just 19 seconds into the first period on the first shot of the game, Adam Belusco. his first of the preseason. Danny Clares and Rudy Burskons with the helpers, 1-0 Muskegon. Then 15-28, Ethan Drabicki doubled that lead with his first of the preseason. Jack Christ and Rudy Burskons with the helpers, 2-0 Muskegon at the end of the first period. No scoring in the second. Youngstown gets on the board less than a minute into the third period. In fact, at the 25-second mark was Evan Jardine, his first of the preseason. Mason Stenger and Ryan Rusinski with the helpers on that one. Jacks would get it back at the 9:20 mark. Game-winning goal comes from Victor Noringer, his first of the preseason. Melvin Novotny and Ty Bergeron with the helpers. 16:39, the Phantoms get one closer. Braden Thompson, unassisted, picked off a clearing pass and wristed it into the twine. A little bit of traffic in front provided by Jesse Orlowski, but that would be as close as the Phantoms would get, and they fell by the score of 3-2. Tobias Treyball got the start for Youngstown. He stopped 8 out of 10. Vladimir Nikitin came on, played the second half of the game. He stopped 5 out of 6 and took the loss. Carl Axelson got the win for Muskegon. He stopped 19 out of 21. Muskegon was 0 for 1 on the power play. Youngstown was 0 for 3. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a 3-minute commercial break. When we come back, we will take a look at tonight's scratch report as well as the starting lineups. You're listening to the pregame show here on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and CityView Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
What grows in the forest? Trees? Sure. Know what else grows in the forest? Our imagination, our sense of wonder, and our family bonds grow too. Because when we disconnect from this and connect with this, we reconnect with each other and build family memories we will carry with us forever. The forest is closer than you think. Find a forest near you and start exploring at discovertheforest.org. It's easy. Just put in your zip code to find family-friendly outdoor destinations near you. You'll also find guides to free activities, games, and amazing forest facts. Give the magic of the outdoors to your kids and reconnect with your family. Find a forest near you at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Lean Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside Printscape Arena during the pregame show. Let's take a look at today's scratch report. Muskegon, no scratches listed on the line chart today for the Phantoms. You can scratch number 3, Jack Wilson, number 6, JT Vini, number 12, Cal Houston, number 17, Jack Hextall, 21, Cooper Simpson, 22, Boris Barine, 23, Matusz Karczyk, 27, Logan Anderson, 34, Brody Berard, and 79, Tobias Trable. And now today's starting lineups beginning with the visiting Muskegon Lumberjacks. Starting at left wing out of Livonia, Michigan, committed to Colorado College, number 23, Ethan Drabicki. At center out of Latvia, committed to Boston College, number 17, Rudy Burzkons. At right wing out of Tampa, Florida, committed to Harvard, number 7, Niles Benson. On defense out of St. Michel, Quebec, number 8, Jean-Samuel Deneau. And out of Heartland, Wisconsin, number 6, Reese Lance. In net out of Montreal, committed to Quinnipiac, number 1, Samuel Doyon Katakis. The Lumberjacks are coached by Colton St. Clair, associate head coaches Casey McDone and Taylor Ward. They are assisted by Pat Maroon. And now for the Youngstown Phantoms. Starting at left wing out of Czechia, number 13, Adam Zlicki. At center out of Shoreview, Minnesota, committed to Army, number 11, Johnny Conlon. At right wing out of Wellington, Florida, committed to Sacred Heart, number 4, Harrison Smith. On defense out of Sweden, number 2, Melker Morton. And out of the Woodlands, Texas, committed to Minnesota Duluth, number 14, Carter Murphy. In net out of Kazakhstan, the draft property of the Ottawa Senators, number 1, Vladimir Nikitin. Nikitin in the postseason is 0-1 with a 2.04 goals against average and a .833 save percentage. Phantoms are coached in his 4th season by Ryan Ward. The associate head coach is Brandon Gotkin. They are assisted by Redmond Brow. The equipment manager is Andrew Rush. Athletic trainer Amber Martinelli. Goaltending coach Neil Conway and the strength and conditioning coach is Tommy Malloy. General managers Jason Deskins and Ryan Kasecki. Officials for today's game were selected by USA Hockey and are as follows. The referee will be Kyle McCauley. The linesman will be Zach Bennett and TJ Dockery. Just about 4.5 minutes remaining here at Printscape before National Anthem and starting lineup, so we are going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have Youngstown Phantoms Hockey here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team Pride Cobras. Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and catch the bus. Text and miss your stop. Wait. Text and be late to work. Sorry, I'm late. Text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working. Who, me? Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Is that a faucet running? That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink.
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
I didn't know the trees were so amazing.
Yep, and the forest gives us shade, trees to climb.
That's awesome. Let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside Printscape Arena. Just about a minute remaining before the players come out of their respective tunnels and onto the ice for National Anthem and starting lineups. I want to welcome everybody who was tuning into the Grove City and Cortland game. Mark Means and the professor blessing the mics up in New York. Sounded like a Wolverine victory. Congratulations to Grove City. Take a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard while we get a chance. Busy day here in the USHL, busy day in college football. $15-10 left in the third period in Sioux City, and Omaha trails Fargo 2-1 as the players are now out on the ice. There are, looks like 5 other USHL games tonight getting underway at 4:30. Des Moines and Tri-City getting underway at 8 o'clock. Sioux Falls and Sioux City. Also at 8 o'clock, Dubuque and Chicago, Madison and Cedar Rapids. And we will pull up ESPN.com so that we are ready for the college football scoreboard when that first intermission rolls around. See, right now, 6 minutes into the second quarter, and YSU leads Robert Morris 21-3. 3 minutes left in the game. Penn State leads FIU 27-0. And we'll turn it over to PA announcer John Tomko for the starting lineups. Our national anthem on a Saturday afternoon here in Cannonsburg. Welcome back into Washington County, Pennsylvania, ladies and gentlemen. Voice of the Fans, Matt Lipsack here with you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Phantoms and Lumberjacks for the second and final time this preseason. Muskegon 3-2 winners last night. Got a little chippy toward the end. We will see if any of that aggression carries over to today. Bertons and Conlon approach center ice. Roll for initiative. We are underway as you see face off. Played out the center, nice hit thrown by Carter Murphy as Youngstown sends it into the Muskegon end. Katakee sends it over into the corner for Lance, up the wall to Benson, and then sent out to center and Boren. Maybe got away with a high stick there on Berskans as the puck's down into Youngstown zone. Murphy plays it over to Zadolki. Ahead under the stick of Harrison Smith. They're going to wave off icing here. And Deneau turned it over to Murphy. Dropped it back for Conlon in a one-timer. Put it over the cage. Great look there for JC as Benson carried the loose puck to center. Dumped it in and heads off for a change. The team slowed it down to Murphy. And then Conlon out to center for Zadlicki. Turned his back to the play after a check from Maroon. Dropped back to Murphy. Did the loose puck roll. He'll trade it off to Calgill. Fans trying to get new forwards on the ice. Calgill into the zone. His shot was blocked by Selski. Around to the far side now. Came to Jardine. His shot off the tip of the glove of Katakis. Rebound to Hesh in the corner. Hesh to Jardine. Tried to send it to the back door for a tip-in by McKinnon. Wouldn't go. Good shot pass there by Jardine. As the Jacks fired around to the far side, Calgill puts it over to Hatch to Stenger, center point. McKinnon shot pass saved by Katakis. Rebound into the left side. Grabbed by Hatch. Center point, Calgill. High the cage, shot, hit bodies in front, came to Hatch. Phantom, big pressure here on the second shift of the game. Hatch long distance shot blocked by Maroon. Rebound rolled to Selski out the center for Chris, who just chips it down in the Phantom zone and then heads off for a change after giving Jardine a cross check. Hatch to center, kept control of the puck after a quick challenge by Jacob. Phantom's coming to the zone, but Rutkowski offside. 18-12 left in the first. We are scoreless. And welcome into Cannonsburg, ladies and gentlemen. Quick shout out to Brendan Miller back in Youngstown, keeping things up to date for you on social media. X at Ytown Phantoms, Instagram and Facebook at Youngstown Phantoms as the Jacks control the draw. Belusco sent it ahead, had Jacobs behind the defense. Pass wouldn't go as Nikitin sends it around the wall. Zematis try to get it back on net quickly, but blocked off by a Phantom stick. Puck rolled to Adams, sent ahead looking for Orlowski. Pass would not go, and it's grabbed by Lars Hudson. Up the center. For Jacobs took a heavy hit as the puck rolls to the stick of the Phantoms, and they will bring it ahead. Orlowski to Boucher. Gains the blue line, sent to the end wall. Roll toward the cage. Keys had to play it in the corner, keep it away from Jesse Orlowski. Boucher throwing his way around in the corner. Work the loose puck to Bukowski. Murphy pitching it on the play. He's below the left dot. Sent it back around on the cycle to Bukowski far side. Matty spun off the check of Deneau. But Deneau able to get back up and grab the puck as Bukowski tangled with Zematis. Jack's able to clear, but Belusco put it off the stick of Murphy. Or maybe not off the stick of Murphy, so they're going to bring the face-off back into the Muskegon zone. I thought they went off the stick of Murphy and into the Muskegon bench, but must have gone off the stick of Alex Smith. Faced off to the right of Doyon Keys. Sean Miller, local boy, took the face-off for Youngstown. Sean just committed to Quinnipiac a couple of weeks ago. But it's the Jacks with control. Dabrowski sent it into the Youngstown zone, but far ahead of everybody. And icing is called on the Jacks. So they'll bring the face-off back into the Muskegon zone. Dropped it to the right of Keys one more time. Ryan Franks to take the face-off this time. Against Marto. Marto controlled the drop. Down low for Sullivan. Back up the near half hole to Smith. Uses his defenseman as a screen. Able to work it to the far side for Dabrowski. Dabrowski spun off the check of Frank. Had to reverse the puck there. Got it to Smith, but the line was held by Thompson. Sent back down low for O'Leary. Checks over his shoulder as he skates into the left corner with it. Got through the check of Sullivan, went down, got back up, kept control of the puck. O'Leary battling against Deneau. He comes out of the scrum with it. Up the near half, ball taken away for a moment by Smith before Miller grabbed it. Chipped it past one man, that was Marto. Worked up the wall by Smith. Line was kept by Murphy, but his shot was blocked and rolled to Deneau, who plays out the center. Thompson grabbed it at the red line, D over to Murphy. Murph banked it ahead, looking for Zidlicki and found him. Brought it into the zone 1-on-4 while the team's changing behind him. Up rolled to Sullivan, D over to Deneau, taken away by the Phantom. Zidlicki starts stop, centering feed, nobody in the slot for Youngstown. Puck rolls to Drabicki, carries ahead 2-on-4. Benson had it swept off of his stick by Stenger. But Stenger got there first below the goal line, tried to send it over to Drabicki in the corner, wouldn't go. Side of the cage, near side, it comes to Stenger. Banked ahead for Zidlicki and now Conlon. Conlon into the zone, but stripped off his stick as he entered. It rolled to Calgill, who will fire it back in after the Phantoms touch up. Keys stopped it, but the Youngstown Phantoms are changing behind the play. Lance, cross-side speed, looking for Drabicki, but it rolls to Adams. D over to Calgill in their own zone, banked up the center, where it's grabbed by Lance and the Lumberjacks. Parted back in just onside before Lance was sandwiched by Calgill and Conlon. Puck goes to McKinnon. Then far side for Jardine into the zone 1-on-3, waits for help. Little start-stop move. Couldn't get around Lance, however. Jardine still with it. Pass across, was looking for Morin, but it hit Hedge and bounced out in the center. Dropped back for Adams, sent back to Jardine and ahead to McKinnon. McKinnon, backhand feed to Hedge, the one-timer just missed. Rebound to McKinnon, up to the point to Morin. D, Adams. Across, McKinnon, shot. Keys makes the save, rebound to the weak side. In front, Jardine, score! You do not know the power of the dark side. Evan Jardine, his second of the preseason, gives Youngstown the 1-0 lead. Time of the goal, 5:28. Chaos around the Muskegon net. McKinnon's shot came to the weak side. Beautiful backhanded feed by Hesh. And Jardine all alone in the slot with a yawning 4x6 in front of him. Gives Youngstown a 1-0 lead as they control the faceoff now. Boucher into the zone. Boucher, a shot. Katakis to save. Rebound loose behind the cage. Grabbed by Selski. Carried to the far side. Phantoms create the turnover. Bukowski shot redirected in front just wide by Bukowski. Bukowski with the rebound. Up to Murphy. Back down the wall to Orlovsky. Jesse up to the top of the circle. Has time, has space. Shot off the bar and then pounced on by Doyle and Katakis. Jesse Orlovsky inches from giving Youngstown a 2-0 lead. Scoring on that first goal will be Jardine from Hesh and McKinnon at 5:28. Face off to the left of Doyle and Katakis. And I think they're going to throw Boucher out of the circle. Orlovsky steps in to take the draw. And barely set when the linesman dropped the buck. And so Katora, easy face-off win. And Muskegon gets the clear. Murphy from his own zone. Back to Boucher at center. And ahead for Bukowski. Batty into the zone. Trying to work his way down the left wall, but knocked off the puck by Belushko. Puck back behind the cage. Orlovsky put on his wallet. And Jack's able to clear it up the middle and out to center. Grabbed there by Murphy, backpedaling to the red line, and then runs into Jack Sullivan. Brings the puck into the zone, dumps it in, goes off for a change as Katakis sets it up for Belushko. Over to Sullivan. Out to center, was looking for Katora, but that one missed everybody's stick and will be icing on Muskegon. 13:15 left in the first. 1-0 Youngstown on the goal by Evan Jardine. Miller to take the draw against Katora. Miller won that faceoff. O'Leary with it. O'Leary, go like send inside the Frankie scores. I'm going to dance a two-step in Toledo. Ryan Franks using the big body in front and tapped it home. Beautiful face-off play by the Phantoms, and they lead 2-0. Time of the goal, 6:51. And that one will be Franks from O'Leary and Miller. As Muskegon controls the draw. Smith couldn't get into the zone cleanly as it rolled to Cowgill. EDD over to Stinger. Phantoms into the zone. Long distance shot from Miller, answered by the paddle of Katakis. Phantoms get it back. Franks, right point for Stinger. Played into the corner. No Phantom there, however. Comes to the weak side. And Muskegon will clear it up the wall and out to the neutral zone. Back down into the Youngstown zone it goes. Dabrowski to Smith. Across top of the circles, turns and fires, but missed wide. Cowgill to the rebound, played it to the corner, picked up by Dabrowski from Muskegon. Back up the near wall, carried it to the line, and then traded it back to Smith. Goes far side, turns and fires. That shot to the stick of Stenger, who skates ahead for Youngstown. Into the neutral zone, Stenger hooked and slashed a little bit. No call forthcoming as play continues. Drabicki knocked off the puck by Stenger. To Adams, up the middle to Conley. Can take the pass cleanly, rolled to Coring. Now Benson to Drabicki. And ahead to Berthons. Knocked off the puck, and Smith will touch it ahead to Zidlicki. Zidlicki to Conley. Look for a trailer. Found Adams. He scores! Cobra Kai never dies. Jackson Adams, the defenseman joining the rush, taps it home. And Youngstown leads 3-0. Time of the goal, 8:17. This will be Adams from Conlon and Zidlicki. As Muskegon controls the faceoff once more. Firing into the zone was Maroon. Morin sent it over near side. First one to it was maroon, but it bounced to Maury. Cleared to the line. Hesh battling for it. Did just poke it out to center, but rolled back into the zone. Adams into open ice to the far side. Maury able to get it out to center. Big scrum for it there at the line, and we have a hand pass called in the neutral zone by the trailing linesman. 11:16 left in the first. 3-0 Youngstown. And again, shout out to Brendan Miller back in Youngstown trying to get all these goal clips on the social media. But Brendan, the best in the business. One of the hardest working men in show business. Phantoms win the defensive zone draw. McKinnon out to center off of Jardine in the Muskegon zone. Rolls to Hesh in the left corner. Hesh double team, works up to Jardine and then Murphy. DDD over to Thompson. Ice the cage, puts it toward the net. Stick save by Catakees. Glove down by McKinnon. He'll come near side. One hand on his stick. He works it to Murphy. Carter down the left side. Skates through the flashes of Katora. Drops it off looking for Jardine behind him. Pass wouldn't go. And Zemetis sends it to center for Jacobs. Played to the right corner. Goes after his own dump in, but Murphy able to work it away from him. And Hesh poked it up the wall to Jardine. Stretch pass ahead, looking in the neutral zone for Thompson, just out of his reach as it rolls off of Kurtora, off of Hesh, and into Murphy. And from the red line, he'll dump it in. Jardine in on the forecheck while his team changes behind him. Jardine bump off the puck by Sullivan. Play around to the near side to Zemetis. Out to the neutral zone for Kurtora. He'll dump it in and go off for a change. Stinger, the first one to it in the near corner. Left it for Calgill. Head to head off the book. At center and look out. Keegan bench. As that one almost took the helmet off of Jack Frist's head. .06 left in the first. 3-0 Phantoms. Boucher wins the center ice draw. Finally took it over to Orlowski as he tried to drop it off for Calgill. Smith knocked it into the zone. Rolled the stinger right in front of the blue paint. He'll carry as far as the red line before he'll send it far side. Looking for Boucher. Had to play it off the wall to himself. Retreats toward his own blue line. Sends it to Stinger. Mason from the red line. Fires to the right wing corner. Came to Orlowski. Sent to Boucher. Right corner. Now to the right point for Calgill. DDD over to Stinger. Icecade. Got a shot away. Hit a stick along the way. Believe that was the stick of Alex Smith of Muskegon. And the Jacks played out from neutral zone. Stinger grabs at the red line. DDD far side. And Calgill will send it in. Around to the near wall comes Lance. Up the wall to Benson to the neutral zone. And from the red line, the fans force it back into the Muskegon end. Lance snaps it ahead toward the Phantom line. He found Benson. Retreated toward the red line. Send it over to Dravicki. Dravicki shot shoulder save by Nikitin. I think that might actually be his first save of the night. As Phantom really amped up the defensive pressure here in the first period. About as dominant as they looked last night in the second. Just last night, they didn't score at all in the second period. As it's O'Leary, cross ice to Adams, to Franks, into the zone, and he has a big collision with Hudson. As the puck squirts into the Youngstown end. Backcourt is Morin, though. To Franks. Lifted it across the ice, but is looking for O'Leary, and we have a penalty on the play as the puck was put out of play by Franks, and it looks like Franks will be the one heading to the penalty box. Cross-checking will be the call on Ryan Franks, and Muskegon will head to the power play. They were 0 for 1 last night. So face-off will be down in the Youngstown zone, so he'll drop it to the right of Nikitin. Boucher to take the draw against Bergeron. And the Jacks control the draw. Sullivan sending it around the wall to the near side. Bukowski, however, got there first and gets the clear. Keys set it up for his man, but lost his footing, did Sullivan. And Boucher will just clear it back out to center where it's grabbed by Braden Thompson. D over to Murphy, and Murphy slapped it back down the ice. Keys behind the cage once more to Sullivan, and now far corner. Skating ahead is Hudson. Hudson into the zone, but lost the puck and backhanded out to center by Zidlicki. Phantoms will change up the penalty killing lineup as Sullivan carries ahead for the Jacks. Red line in blue into the Youngstown end, knocked off his stick by Cowgill, tapped by Conlon and cleared. Orlovsky got in the way of Sullivan and has the puck. Orlovsky retreating toward the neutral zone. Drops it back to Cowgill, D over to Stinger. Fires a one-time blast right score Orlovsky at the blue line. And Jesse looking to just kill some more time there in the right corner as he'll battle against Belushko. Orlovsky got triple team there. Tangled up with Belushko right in front of the ref. Maybe trying to buy a call, but Kyle McCauley having none of it as the Jacks lays it ahead into the Youngstown end. With the puck is pouring around to the near side, but Zemedes couldn't hold the line. They're forced back out the center. 20 seconds left in the penalty. Belushko, near side for Zemedes. Got around Stenger. Stenger used the free hand there. Had to be careful. Now here's Belushko with a one-timer, and he scores. As that one just came to the weak side of a bouncing puck, and Adam Belushko stepped into a slapper from about 15 feet. Not a whole lot Vladimir Nikitin can do on that. You just have to hope it hits you. And so Muskegon on the board, the power play goal. 6:43 left in the first, so time of that goal, 13-17. Phantoms lead trimmed to 3-1. Youngstown controls the draw in their own zone. It's more in D to Adams. Middle of the ice for Conlon. Brings it to the red line, then backhands it into the Muskegon end. Keys stopped it, tried to send it around the far side, grabbed by Conlon. To Smith in the circle, right point for Adams. D over to Morin. Tried to give it back to Smith, and Alex Smith of Muskegon got a stick on it. Pinballing puck, Jack's able to get it cleared as Dabrowski brings it into Youngstown zone. Gave it up to Alex Smith. Unable to get the shot away, though, as he's forced to the corner by Adams. Here it's Adams with it. Took it away from Alex Smith and worked it up to Harrison Smith, who gained the red line and fired it into the Muskegon end. Over to the right corner, cleared to the line, grabbed by Jardine. Jardine looking for option, found Zidlicki, couldn't get the shot away. Now he'll get it toward the net, and he missed it just wide. Don't know if that was redirected along the way or not. Jardine to the rebound, up to the point from Murphy. Shot intentionally wide to start the cycle. It'll come to Deneau in the right corner. Worked up the wall to Drabicki, who just bounces it out to center. Not enough steam for icing. Murphy will play it just across his blue line. Back to the line for Jardine. Sent it back and across looking for Thompson. Pass was out of his reach, and he'll beat Reddy Burskons to the puck, but not Drabicki. He sent it to the left-wing corner. Drabicki wedged off Thompson. Pass was looking for Benson, taken away by Hesh. Slid over to McKinnon. McKinnon bounced it ahead to Jardine. Couldn't get a step on Sullivan. Still trying, but lost the puck below the goal line. Sent up the far wall, grabbed by Burskons. He'll carry ahead 2-on-3 with Benson. Benson chipped it past Stanger, caught up in the right corner. Fired around the kick plate. Sullivan unable to get to the left point in time to hold his zone. He'll send it to Selski in the neutral end. Banks back ahead, but Selski's pass missed everybody, and that'll be icing on Muskegon. 4:49 left in the first. Phantoms lead 3-1. Goals belonging to Jardine, Franks, and Adams. Faceoff will be to the left of Doyon Catequese. Faceoff won by Muskegon. Selski in the corner, bodied up by Bukowski. The puck rolled to Drabicki, who put it over the glass and out of play. But because the puck did hit the glass, they are going to let Muskegon make a line change after that icing whistle. Face off the left of Catechees once again. Bergeron to take the draw against Boucher. And Boucher won that draw. Bukowski, left point for Stenger. Put it down low. Worked it to Boucher. Owen taken to the wall by Bergeron. Got double teamed. Belushko knocked the puck away, but Bukowski there to cover up. Up the wall it came off of Stenger. Orlowski sent it down low to Hudson and then Belushko. Up to the point, kept by Stenger. Trying to step in, hooked from behind by Chris. Play continues. Stenger back down the wall, pass intercepted by Bergeron, and then came to Stenger for a quick wrister. Ripped it just wide of the cage. Orlowski down the wall, past Bergeron. But Bergeron able to get it away, and out to Chris in the center. Chris into the zone, thought he was offside, but Calgill. Great job to strip him of the puck, but then Maroon knocked the puck away from Calgill and regathered. Bergeron back to Maroon. Taken by Orlowski, though, and got it out to center for Bukowski. Matty works his way as far as the red line before he's knocked off the puck. Sent near side for Lance. Challenged by Miller. Sent into the zone, no icing, as that was deflected by Miller on the dump it. Calgill out the center, looking for Franks, but taken away by Lance, retreating into his own end. Spinned away from Franks. Brought it as far as the line before it was held by Miller. Water bottle of Catechees sitting right there in the middle of play, and now it's kicked over to the right corner. Lance up the near wall, able to find center, but taken away by O'Leary. He comes back in the zone, sends it over to Sean Miller. Miller, long distance shot to the glove of Catechees, who holds with 3:09 left in this first period. Phantoms lead 3-1. We got a final score from State College. Penn State 34-0 winners over Florida International. As we're back to action here, Muskegon wins the defensive zone, draw played out to center. Morin gloved it down, but couldn't play it ahead. Now he'll regather after a couple of checks, gain the red line, and dumped it into Muskegon and Phantoms through a quick line change. Sullivan around his net, skated past Zidlicki. Red line and blue into the Youngstown end. Sullivan still blazing, tried to center, went off the pad of Nikitin and bounced to Zidlicki. Adams, loose center. Knocked off his stick from behind by Sullivan, but rolls into the left corner. Zidlicki in after it. Sullivan working from the seat of his pants. Zidlicki and Conlon both there. Two black sweaters, three white sweaters in the corner. Hustling off to the bench for a change, Harrison Smith. Referee Kyle McCauley screaming, "Move the puck, boys." And finally, puck does move. Sails down forward to Deneau, who fans on his clearing pass, but Jardine couldn't hold the zone. Rolled to Conlon at center, played ahead to Murphy. Murph has a step, tried to squeak it through the 5-hole, but Catechees with the pad save. Rebound cleared by the Jacks. Back out the center, that was Marto doing the deed there for Muskegon, but it's Murphy back ahead to Jardine into the zone. Guard spins to the right half hole. Traded off to Murphy, couldn't walk through Marto. Jardine picking up the loose change to Thompson. Thompson, the defenseman in. Thompson still with it near side. Up to Murphy at the point. Hide the cage. Over to Jardine, far side. Jardine, his shot hit McKinnon in the shin. And ricochet over the near wall. Alex Smith clears out to center. Off the stick of Braden Thompson, will roll to Murphy at the near side of the Phantoms' net. Murph out to center for Jardine. Banked ahead looking for McKinnon. Checks over his shoulder. Spins at the left dot. McKinnon still looking for help. Trades it off to Calgill the trailer. His shot blocked by Marto. Loose puck grabbed by Selski and tripped out to center with 1:10 left in the first period. 3-1 Phantoms. Pass redirects it into the zone. It rolls to McKinnon. Turns his back to the play. Dances past Dabrowski. Looking for help. Sent it to Orlowski. To his stick test. Shot on the cage. Saved by Catechees. Rebound cleared to the wall. Less than a minute remaining in the period. 3-1 Phantoms. Muskegon ices the puck. And there is the whistle. Rolling puck on end. Got all the way down the ice. Face off back down into the Muskegon end. Boucher to take the draw against Bergeron. And Boucher will win that draw. Bukowski, Valancourt in the left corner against Hudson. Puck still tangled up there. Hudson will work it free of the scrum. Carries it behind the cage. Spins away from Boucher. Goes out from behind the net to the far side. Hudson. Forecheck pressure by Boucher. Turned him over. Boucher. Centering for Bukowski. Picked off by Alex Smith. Worked it ahead to Dabrowski. Dabrowski. Stripped of the puck by Calgo. Woloski. Picked up the loose chain to Bukowski. Then across to Boucher. Boucher. Shot off the bar. Boucher that close. He got it past Catechees. And then almost ended up banking off the post and in. Just a tough break there for Owen Boucher. Almost made it 4-1 Phantoms. This one bounces on net in the Phantoms, and Nick Keaton sends it around the wall and out to center, and that is how the first period will end. Phantoms get the first three. They're answered by a power play goal from Muskegon. But at the end of 20 minutes, Youngstown leads 3-1. We go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have the first intermission report. We'll get your scoring recap, look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Back in 5 minutes here on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand scores! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today.
What grows in the forest? Trees? Sure. Know what else grows in the forest? Our imagination, our sense of wonder, and our family bonds grow too. Because when we disconnect from this and connect with this, we reconnect with each other and build family memories we will carry with us forever. The forest is closer than you think. Find a forest near you and start exploring at discovertheforest.org. It's easy. Just put in your zip code to find family-friendly outdoor destinations near you. You'll also find guides to free activities, games, and amazing forest facts. Give the magic of the outdoors to your kids and reconnect with your family. Find a forest near you at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside Printscape Arena in Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania for the first intermission report. At the end of 20 minutes of play, the Youngstown Phantoms lead the Muskegon Lumberjacks by the score of 3-1. Shots on goal in the first period, 13-2 in favor of the Youngstown Phantoms. Youngstown opened the scoring at the 5:28 mark off the stick of Evan Jardine, his second of the preseason. Jakob Hesch and Malachi McKinnon with the helpers, 1-0 Youngstown. At 6:51, it was Ryan Franks chipping one home from the edge of the blue paint. First of the preseason for Franks. Kyle O'Leary and Sean Miller with the assists, 2-0 Phantoms, who then made it 3-0 at 8:17 off the stick of Jackson Adams, the defenseman, up joining the rush. Assists go to Johnny Conlon and Adam Zidlicki. Muskegon got a power play goal from Adam Belusco, his second of the preseason. That was at 13:17. Just about 20 seconds left in the power play there 14 seconds left in the power play when Muskegon able to convert on the man advantage. Ryan Franks was in the box for cross-checking. Michael Katora and Gustav Zemaitis with the helpers on the power play goal for Belusco. That cut into the Phantoms' lead. Again, there was just one penalty there in the first period. Ryan Franks called for cross-checking at 11:31. Samuel Doyon-Katakis stopped 10 out of 13. Vladimir Nikitin stopped 1 out of 2. Muskegon power play 1-for-1. Youngstown power play did not get an attempt. Going to go ahead and step aside for another timeout. Be back in 3 minutes. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. You are listening to the First Intermission Report here on Western Reserve Radio and Full Hockey.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I gotta tell you, I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too, but I'm glad we are.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and life experiences come together through conversation, and it feels good.
Wow, your story is so...
Interesting?
Yeah.
When people actually sit down, talk, and listen to one another, they can break down boundaries and connect as human beings. At lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep, you can listen to amazing, life-changing conversations and find simple tools to start a conversation of your own.
I know one thing. This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together by having the courage to start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/one-small-step. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Whoa! Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside Printscape Arena. During the first intermission report, Phantoms lead Muskegon 3-1. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Final in Sioux City, Fargo downs Omaha 4-1. Pair of goals for Mattern for the Force. Getting underway in about 45 minutes, Des Moines and Tri-City next on deck at the Tyson Event Center. A little preseason get-together the Western Conference teams are having out in Sioux City. And then a 8 p.m. Eastern puck drop between Sioux Falls and the host Musketeers. Dubuque and Chicago. Fox Valley Ice Arena, 8 p.m. puck drop. Final season for Fox Valley Ice Arena before the Steel move downtown to the Blackhawks practice facility starting next year. And then a 8:05 Eastern puck drop between the Madison Capitals and Cedar Rapids Rough Riders at the Stable in Cedar Rapids. Let's take a look at the college football scoreboard. Penn State shut out Florida International 34-0. 2 minutes left in the fourth. In Durham, Illinois leads Duke 45-19. Heading to overtime in Dallas, Baylor and SMU tied at 38. Fourth quarter just underway in College Station. Texas A&M leads Utah State 44-14. Georgia up 14-3 on FCS school Austin Peay. Troy leads Clemson 7-0 after scoring on their opening drive. Just 3 minutes into that one, though. Ohio State has just gone up 6-0 on Grambling with the extra point pending. Looks like Julian Sayin just threw a 47-yard touchdown pass for the Buckeyes. Taking a quick look at the YSU score last mark that I saw was 21-3 in favor of the Penguins. And it is currently 42-3 at halftime. The rout is on at the Ice Castle. That'll do it for the out-of-town scoreboard and the first intermission report. We're going to go ahead and take a 3-minute and 30-second break. When we come back, second period action between Youngstown and Muskegon here for you on West Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand score! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug. We're stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit TAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team Pride Cobras. Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside Brinkscape Arena. Start of the second period. Phantoms and Lumberjacks. Second of 2 preseason games this weekend. Phantoms with a 3-1 lead. First period goals from Jardine, Franks, and Adams. Answered by Belusco of the Lumberjacks. Just one penalty in that first period was on Ryan Franks for a cross check. Jack's able to convert on that one with the power play goal from Belusco. Team's taking the time getting ready here for the second. Looks like we're finally ready to go. Sean Bennett lines in, ready to drop the puck. Conlon, first Con's at center ice. Roll for initiative. Second period's underway. Fans controlled the draw and more and just kind of tapped it toward the Muskegon and where it rolled to the Belusco. DDD over to Sullivan and back to Berthon. Red line and then shipped it to the Youngstown end, but right to the stick of Morin. Currently sends it up the far wall. Behind him, chooses Looking and Conlon. Got it to the neutral zone where it rolled to Sullivan. Goes D to D over to Belusco and then shipped off of Berthon and into the Youngstown end. Murphy. Far corner for Zidlicki. And sends it across to Moore, and he shoves off Lance. As the puck rolls into the right corner, Conlon swept it past Sullivan, but it rolled over to Maroon. Snapped it to line looking for Benson, passes offline, and this will be icing on the Muskegon Lumberjacks. Fist bump from Bruce Berard, dad of Brady. Walking by the press row here at Prince State. Face off to the right of Catechees. Hatch wins the draw. Jarnine to the goal line. Couldn't center, still with it. Tried to trade it off to Stenger. Pass came back to him. Bounced it down low over the stick of Stenger. Catches up to it in the corner. Mason up to the point for Hesh. Point to Calgill. Fanned on his shot. Able to regather from it down low off of McKinnon, but recovered. And at least got it as far as the blue line. Benson forced back, but able to work it over to Lance far side. Traded back to Benson, who gains the neutral zone as Jardine picked up the loose change, swept it back to Stenger. DD to Calgill. Had to dance around Christ, and we have a whistle. Don't know if Muskegon was offside on the play, but linesman TJ Dockery calling the halt, and he will drop the puck here near side. Bergeron to take the draw against Boucher. Boucher will win that draw to Adams. D over to Morin. To the red line for Boucher. Couldn't chip it past Christ. To Bergeron into the zone. Danced around Adams. Tried to center looking for some Matus. Pass was redirected and finally sailed down for Morin. Couldn't clear. Chris fanned on it a couple of times before it rolls to Orlowski, and he will get it as far as center. Boucher gloved it down and then backhanded into Muskegon end. Trickles behind the cage where Deneau fans on it, and it's picked up by Bukowski. Spun off the hit of Bergeron. Up cleared the line, kept by Adams for a shot that Catechees had to make a save. Rebound poked wide by Bukowski. Boucher sent it behind the net where it was grabbed by Bergeron. Worked to Zematis, who's leaned on by Adams. Orlowski picked up the loose puck, tried to center for Bukowski. Would not go as Morin tried to hold the line. Put it over the glass, but they're going to say off of a Muskegon stick. The face-off will stay in the offensive zone. 17:50 left in the second period. Phantoms lead 3-1. Get a visit here on press row from Cal Houston. Cal going to be on the shelf to start the season. Upper body injury for Cal. Look forward to seeing him back in the lineup soon. Jack win the draw and get the clear. Getting into it, Alex Smith. Centering feed, missed everybody. Picked up by Jacobs on the far wall. Drabicki to Houston left point. His shot blocked by Murphy. Stayed in play. In the left corner, Jacobs sent it up the wall. Back to Houston. Miller grabbed the loose puck, carried just wide of the red line. Bounced it on the net. Catechees had to make a save. That one almost squeaked through the 5-hole. Bodies came together at the side of the cage. In to separate linesman Dockery and Bennett. Face off to the left of Julian Catechees. First Cons wins the draw for Muskegon up the near wall to Kaflor and out the center, but the puck rolled to Thompson. DD to Murphy and then worked to Harrison Smith. To Conlon. Back to Smith. Couldn't take the pass. He was well and good tangled by Lars Hudson of the Lumberjacks. And then went feet first into the boards in the corner, did Harrison Smith, who I think his stick might have broken on the play. Phantoms will bring it back ahead. It's Zidlicki. Red line in blue into the Jack zone. Backhander on the cage. Catechees makes the save and then covers. Conlon right there looking for the rebounds. 16:48 left in the second. Phantoms lead 3-1. First period goes to Jardine, Franks, and Adams. Face off to the left of Doyon Catequese. Has to take the draw against Burskons. Phantoms control the draw. Jardine whips it across point over to Stenger. Trades places with Cowgill. Stenger spins back to Jardine at the point. Tried to sauce it across. Pass was blocked nicely by Niles Benson, who backhanded it out to center. Hustling backcourt, Stenger off the window and out to the neutral zone. Over the stick of Esch. Rolled to Burskons and then to Sullivan. Poked away from him by Cowgill. Popped up in the air and went back out to center. Esch found it in the official crease. Danced around a man. Couldn't find Jardine cutting through. Rolls to the edge of the blue paint as a stick gets broken and goes flying. That's the twig of McKinnon. Hustles over to the bench. Andrew Rush able to get him a new twig, and McKinnon's back in action. Puck over in the right wing corner. Played out to center by Muskegon. Backhanded toward the line by McKinnon, but it rolled right to Selski to the Youngstown line. Bounced off of Benson and sent into the left wing corner. Bergeron off the bench, but couldn't get the puck away from Stenger. Mason to Hesh. Up to Muskegon line for Jardine. Jardine forced back to the neutral zone. Send it ahead off of McKinnon, redirected into the zone. Rolled to the side of the cage. Catequese sends it far side for Zemaitis. To Bergeron into the Youngstown end. Spun away by Bukowski. Zemaitis held the line. Sent it down low, but it bounced to Bukowski. Matty tried to reverse it, but it's stolen by Bergeron. Tearing free for a one-timer that missed the cage. Off the stick of Zemaitis. Bukowski to the rebound off the window out to center. Boucher blazing in on it. Thought he got slashed a couple times, and now it comes to Bukowski, and his shot answered by the shoulder of Catequese. Rebound out to center, grabbed by Orlowski. Over to Bukowski, left-handed shooter into the zone. Spins at the right half wall. Look for the trailer, that was Adams. Couldn't get it into the corner. Pass was picked off by Bergeron. Looking for Christ at center, knocked away by Bukowski, and then Adams sent it back in the Muskegon zone. Lance skates away from Orlowski, carries the neutral, red line and blue into the Youngstown end. Chris across the edge to Zemaitis, couldn't take it cleanly. Then defended away by Morin, who couldn't clear. Zemaitis sent around to the left side. Chris looking for it. Had his pocket picked by O'Leary, knocked down from behind, but Kyle able to skate it ahead. But Bukowski lost the handle as it rolled to Coring. DDD over to Lance in their own zone. And now Fredhead looking for Zemaitis, who redirected behind the cage. But no, he did not redirect it behind the cage. And icing will be called on the Muskegon Lumberjacks. 14:22 left in the second. 3-1 Youngstown. Face-off will be to the left of Samuel Doyon Catequese. Miller to take the draw against Jacobs. And Youngstown wins the face-off. Frank to O'Leary. His spinning shot missed the cage. Murphy to the rebound left half wall. Left it from Miller. Taken to the boards by Jacobs. Came free of the scrum. Jacobs cleared the line, kept by Thompson. Frank's able to hold the line as well. Came to Miller on the right side. Miller, sharp angle shot off of Catequese. Rebound still loose. Grabbed by the Phantoms. Frank turns and fires. That was partially blocked by Jacobs. Cleared up the wall by Jacobs, who took a heavy hit from Franks. Bounces right back up as Zemaitis brings it into the Youngstown end. Behind him to Trubicki. Spun down low, nobody there for Muskegon as it rolls to Murphy. Stretched out to the red line for O'Leary. Couldn't handle it cleanly. Grabbed by Hudson. Around to the left corner for Coring, out to center. But bounced over the stick of Marto and rolled to the Phantoms. But Stenger in his own zone. Murphy and then Zedlicki through center with speed. To the lane to the net. Center backhander. And just missing the cage was Zedlicki as he cut it in front. Thought he was going to center, had Harrison Smith right in front. Zedlicki took it himself. Had a nice scoring opportunity. Here it's Stenger playing it dangerously in front of his own net. Calgill able to touch it to Conlon. And Johnny backs out the center, had Zedlicki behind the defense. Couldn't take it cleanly. Zedlicki, however, around the wall, able to catch back up to it. Stenger sent it around the boards, but nobody on the near side for Youngstown. The Jacks force it back to neutral. Jardine over to Stinger, far side. Dance pass one, couldn't dance pass two. And Muskegon will send it back into the Youngstown zone. That was Marto. McKeaton up the far wall and out to the neutral zone. Sent right back in by Sullivan. Jacks are offside. Now Couture touches up. But Conlon sends it over to Calgill. Near side, out to center. Cross looking for Jardine. As Couture able to force it to Dabrowski, but came into the zone and had it roll off his twig. And now it's forced back out to center. Belusco over to Burskons. Bounces it on net, and Keaton will cover. As trying to think, that may be Muskegon's first shot of the period. Second shot. First shot of the period. Total of 3 shots for the game for Muskegon. One of them did find the back of the net. But Phantoms defense doing a job right now. As the Jacks control the draw, but Burskons pass picked off, and Youngstown forced it through center. Hesh got around to no. Hesh backhander, tried to turn it over, got it to McKinnon, but it rolled off of his twig as he was about to pull the trigger. Maroon cleared it to center, but couldn't catch up to his own chip. And Youngstown will bring it back ahead. McKinnon wedged off by Lance. Got past a couple of Phantoms and bounced it on net again. Nikitin makes the save as Maroon comes crashing in on the cage. And Melker Morin says, I don't think so. Anthony Thomas Maroon looking every little bit like his father on that one. 11:36 left in the second period. Face-off will be to the left of McKeaton. Face-off won by Tomatis. Back to the point for a shot that is saved by McKeaton. Rebound applied by Bergeron. That shot came off a coring from the right point. And now it's pouring with it again. Cycles around the kick plate. It's past Morin, but Bukowski able to grab it, send it out to center. Grabbed in the neutral zone, however, by Hudson. DDD over to Coring, and he'll dump it into the right corner. Bukowski, first one to it, banked it off the kick plate, out to center for Orlovsky, and then Boucher. Boucher, and Boucher can do bad all by himself. His first of the preseason puts Youngstown back in front by 3. It's 4-1. Time of the goal, 8:52. Absolutely wicked ripper from the left circle for Boucher. As O'Leary and Drabicki need to be separated before the ensuing face-off. Jacobs wins the draw. Jacks drop it back into their own zone. Grabbed by Jacobs again and sent into the Youngstown end, but too far ahead of Drabicki, and icing will be called on the Lumberjacks. Face-off will be to the left of Doyon Catequise. Miller will take the draw against Jacobs. Miller won it forward, but O'Leary couldn't get a stick on it. Grabbed by Selsky, sent off. The stick popped high up in the air. Actually came back to Selsky, and he's able to get it to the neutral zone. Thompson tried to knock it back ahead. Comes to Drabicki. Sent it into the Youngstown end, looking for Alex Smith, taken away by Miller and back to the neutral zone. Selsky backpedaling into his own zone for it. Back up the far wall, looking for Alex Smith. Don't think he got him. He did not. Icing will be called on the Lumberjacks. 10:31 left in the second period. Phantoms lead 4-1. Face off to the right of Doyon Catechees this time. But the Jacks have a player on the ice who should not be on the ice. Katora back to the bench. Trubicki back onto the sheet. It'll be Conlon to take the draw against Jacobs. Jacobs kicked out of the circle. And Alex Smith will step it. Nope. Jacobs going to come back in. Face-off controlled by the Jacks. Jacobs up the wall to Smith. Chipped it past Stinger. McKeaton just played it back out to neutral. This is going to go for icing on Youngstown. As he was looking for, I believe, Harrison Smith in the neutral zone, but sent it right past him. And so face-off back down in the Youngstown end. 10:17 left in this second period. And the face-off will be to the left of McKeaton, who has not had a lot to do today. And give Johnny Conlon a face-off warning, but let him stay in the circle. And Conlon wins the face-off, gets control, sends it off the window and out to center. Grabbed the red line by Lance, backpedals into his own zone. Pressured by Harrison Smith. Lance behind the cage now, back out to the near side. Over to Dabrowski along the wall, turned it over. Smith had his pass redirected and then pinballed out to the neutral zone. Grabbed there by Cowgill, his pass ahead, deflected, picked up by Marto. Before Collins throwing his weight around in the neutral zone, hooked back in the zone by Zidlicki, but it rolled to Deneau. To Lance along the wall, banked out the center. Punched ahead by Dabrowski, and yes, they are going to get the hand pass there. As Dabrowski and Conlon need to be separated by the linesman. Referee Kyle McCauley with some words for Michael Katora. And off the hand pass, they will bring the face-off just outside the Muskegon blue line. 9:42 left in the second. Phantoms lead 4-1. Face-off controlled by the Jacks. Sullivan fanned on his pass and rolled to McKinnon. Centering feed looking for Jardine out of his reach. Trying to keep it alive was Adams pinching in, but it is played out to center by Muskegon. Ash backtrack forward as the F3. Grabbed by Morin. Sent off the stick of McKinnon. Redirected into the zone, but grabbed by Sullivan. Back out to center for Benson, then Burscon. Bumped off the puck by Morin as it rolls to Adams. Sent near side for Jardine. They banked it off the dasher and out to center for Boucher. He's knocked off the puck as it rolled to Benson. Tipped to the right wing corner of the Youngstown end. Adams got there first and around the wall to Jardine. Taken to the boards by Burscon. Coming in to throw his weight around was Maroon. Puck pinball to Adams. Now D over to Morin far side. Back to Adams in the middle of the ice. Skates up to the neutral zone and ahead to Boucher at the line. Owen into the zone, but knocked off the puck by Sullivan. Rolled to Adams at the point. Fed it down low, but grabbed by Sullivan and sent to center 3-on-2 for the Jacks if they can hurry. Benson to Sullivan. Drop back behind him to Benson, and the rush breaks off for Muskegon. Benson with it across the top of the circles over to Chris. Picking up speed as he carries it around the cage. Got past Murphy. Chris still with it over to Zemetis. One time from the left circle. Drifted it well wide of the net. Loose puck came to Hudson. Fed in front, but grabbed by Jardine, who's getting hooked and slashed, but play continues. Bergeron grabbed it in the neutral zone, dropped it back for Hudson. As Bergeron and McKinnon and Jardine get separated in the neutral zone, and there will be a penalty on the play. And part of me wonders if he's going to take Bergeron and McKinnon both. Right now, Bergeron being the only one sent to a penalty box. Nope, Jardine, second man in. So we're going to skate 4-on-4. I imagine we'll get some matching roughing minors. Time of the penalties, 11:58. So 8:02 left in the second period. Again, Youngstown leads 4-1. Skate 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. Face off far side in the neutral zone. You draw one by Bukowski. Thompson. Drop back for Murphy. Fake right, went left. Got away from Zemaitis. Dropped it back for the oncoming Orlowski. To Bukowski and into the zone. Matty knocked down from behind by Chris. Puck rolled to center where it's grabbed by Orlowski. Jesse sent it far side for Murphy. Murph hanging with Belusco and lost the puck. Chipped ahead looking for Zemaitis. Had to duck quickly around the check of Orlowski. He's puck grabbed by Thompson. Sent near side for Bukowski. Matty behind him, back to Thompson. Spun away from Zemaitis. Carries behind the cage. Set the breakout for Youngstown. Over to Bukowski. And then traded off for Murphy. Harder ahead to the line for Thompson. Into the Muskegon zone. Peels back toward the line. Kept the blue line nicely, but as he tried to cycle down low, it's grabbed by Chris and carried ahead. Red line and then over to Zemaitis into the Youngstown end. Tucked away from him by Stinger, but the line was held by Lance. From behind the cage, it's grabbed by Orlowski, then over to Thompson. Up the window, and Stinger to Bukowski. Back to Stinger. Couldn't chip it past, pouring it into the zone. Had it rolled to Bukowski, who's been out here since the start of the 4-on-4. Probably needs to get off the ice soon. Stinger tipped it ahead to Zidlicki. Zidlicki shot off the post. I think that's the second post the Phantoms have hit here today as the rebound came into the corner. Kept it in the line by Cowgill. Tangled up from behind by Jacobs. Zidlicki tried to hold the possession but could not as it came to Lance. Stolen behind the cage by Zidlicki. Fed in front looking for Smith. Couldn't get the shot away. Zidlicki. Nice dance around Jacobs still with it. Still at 4-on-4 for the next 10 seconds. Zidlicki. Left circle for Stinger. And penalty, I think the net is off. Nope. So no line change for Muskegon. 10 seconds left in the 4-on-4. The face-off will be to the left of Doyon Catequese. O'Leary to take the draw against Jacobs. One by O'Leary to McKinnon. Traded off to Adams. Down to the right half wall. 2 seconds in one. We're back to 5-on-5. McKinnon being hounded. Still keeping the line. Great work by McKinnon. Into the corner for O'Leary. O'Leary left circle. Into the slot. Shot on net. Catequese with the save. Rebound is loose. And goes just wide off the blue paint. Jardine into the left corner for McKinnon. Into the circle for O'Leary. O'Leary stepped toward the net, but poked away by Catequese, who has lost his twig. Couple of loose sticks there as a shot from the right point on the cage by Morin. Stopped by Catequese, and the rebound cleared by Muskegon. And they're saying it went straight out of play, so no line change for Muskegon. .5:30 left in the second. 4-1 Phantoms. They make Jacobs stay out on the ice as he was there when the puck went out of play. Conlon to take the draw, and it will be against Jacobs. Face-off won by Conlon. Line was held by Smith. Worked it over to Morin. His shot just wide of the net. Conlon grabbed it there. Carried to the right corner. Banked it up to Adams' right point. Back to Harrison Smith. Across off the skates of Zidlicki. Rolled into the left corner. Grabbed by Coring, but cleared it across. And his stick got tangled with referee McCauley. McCauley quickly back up to his feet as play continues. Jacobs pinning his man and the puck through the boards. Conlon able to work it free up to the right point for Adams. Back down the wall to Conlon near side. Fed across over to Morin. Morin, left hash, traded it to Zidlicki. Adams dropped it behind him for Adams. Danced around one, played it into the corner for O'Leary. Spun to the side of the cage, loose there, and Catequese gets the cover. Bodies down after the play. I think that's Johnny Conlon there at the side of the net. And finally, Muskegon will get a much-needed line change. 4-1 Phantoms, 4:46 left in the second. Only goal here in the second period belongs to Owen Boucher. Face off to the right of going on Catechees. Won by Sean Miller. Frank swept it on net quickly, and Catechees had to cover as Franks and Sullivan joust a little bit in the blue paint. Quick whip on net by Ryan Franks, looking for his second marker of the game. Face off to the right of going on Catechees once more. Miller takes the draw against Burstons. That one almost swept on net again for Frank. Now it comes to the right point first. Low shot by Thompson. Franks just missed on the redirect. Came to O'Leary. O'Leary, his shot off of Muskegon's stick and out of play. 4:31 left in the second. 4-1 Youngstown. Face off to the right of going on Catechees once more. Controlled by Burnstons, worked it to Sullivan, couldn't clear. Puck trickles behind the cage. Franks got there first. Franks centered for Miller. He scores! There's a snake in my boot. Sean Miller, the local boy, getting the preseason marker, puts Youngstown ahead 5-1. Time of the goal, 15:38. Beautiful face-off play for the Phantoms. Pretty feed by Ryan Franks as well. Miller all alone between the hash marks. Tucked it just inside the far post. As Orlovsky and Chris need to be separated before the face-off, which is controlled by Muskegon. Puck played into the Youngstown end of the side of the cage. McKeaton, for want of anything else to do here in the second period, throws his trapper on top of it, and we will have a defensive zone draw for Youngstown. Face-off controlled by Youngstown. Cowgill sends it around over to Orlovsky, banks it off the boards and out to center. Butkowski hustles down the ice, going to wave off icing here as he'll battle Deneau in the right corner. Bergeron picked up the loose puck, tipped it up the wall. Deneau sent it back down low to Bergeron, and now Belusco. Up the middle, kept by Orlovsky, popped it in the air, but Bergeron flubbed it out to center. Taken there by Stenger to Butkowski and chipped into the zone. Boucher battled. Got it to Butkowski, lifted a shot toward the cage, missed it high. Rebound grabbed by Stinger on the near wall. Mason back up the wall over to Cowgill, left point. Andrews low shot, missed the cage. Rebound came to Orlovsky. Jesse cycled back down low, looking for Boucher, ran into a couple of players, but Butkowski will pick up the loose puck, fed the right point for Stinger. Mason down the wall, tried to cut to the middle, poked off of his stick, pinballing around, finally grabbed by Belusco, and sent up the center for Zemaitis. 5-1 Phantoms, 3:05 left in the second period. Sent ahead toward the Muskegon line, but we're going to say somebody touched it at center. I didn't see a touch, but they'll wave off icing. Stenger to Jardine. Red line in blue into the zone. Jardine had it roll off his stick the last minute as he was about to pull the trigger. Drabicki up the center, was looking for Smith. No icing here, so Keaton roams out to the right corner to play it. Up the wall to Jardine. Jardine to Miller. As Jacobs and Jardine joust behind the play under the watchful eye of the linesman and the official, and they decide to let play continue. Morin with it in the neutral zone. Chipped ahead to McKinnon. Malachi fourth back out to center, but worked it to Miller and now Adams. Head to the line for Morin. Flicked it to the right corner. Came up the wall to McKinnon. Played down low to Jardine. Up the wall to Smith, who had just jumped on the ice but couldn't take the pass cleanly. And Javicki will carry to center. Into the zone he comes. Off to Alex Smith. Spinning shot answered by the stick of McKinnon. To the far wall. It's grabbed by Johnny Conlon, who skates ahead. Conlon to Zidlicki. And offside. Conlon just ahead of the play as Zidlicki made one final parallel move to the blue line, threw off the timing of the zone entry. 1:53 left in the second, 5-1 Phantoms. Second period goals belonging to Boucher and Sean Miller. Conlon kicked out of the circle. He's taking the draw against Marto. And Harrison Smith will step in to take the draw. Marto with control, dropped it back to Sullivan. Played it up the middle, and this missed everybody. Thompson turning on the Jets, and icing will be called against the Lumberjacks. Few seconds tick off the clock. We'll do the whole face-off thing again. This time to the right of Doyon Ketakis. Conlon wins the draw, but loose puck grab by Dabrowski. He'll skate it ahead to the red line, but knocked off the puck by Murphy. Spins with possession in the neutral zone. Skate to stick, and now near side for Smith. He'll chip it left wing corner where Zidlicki skates into it. Zidlicki to Conlon. Center around the kick plate, past O'Leary, and out to center. Thompson hustling back for it. Sends it over to Murphy. Dance past Marto. Rolled back to Murphy, then Zidlicki into the Muskegon zone. Pass down low, going to roll to Selski, however. Nice move around O'Leary for Selski. Sends it around the kick plate, held the right point by Thompson. Back down low for O'Leary. Bounce out in front for Zidlicki. A shot, rebound. Off the post, off the doors. Braden Thompson puts home the rebound. Touchdown, Youngstown. It's 6-1. Time of the goal, 19:06 for Thompson, his second goal of the preseason. As it was Zidlicki with a shot. I think Conlon put it off the post, and it bounced out to Thompson and put home the rebound. So I think we're going to see 36 from 13 and 11 on that one. As Youngstown now leads 6-1 with 45 seconds left in the second period. Puck out the center, grabbed by Miller, retreating into his own zone, and sent over to Stenger. Back to Miller, and back to Stenger in the neutral zone. Banked ahead to Franks. Forced his way into Muskegon end. Miller dropping it back for Franks. Couldn't get the shot away as he was tangled with Belusco. Puck played back out to center by Muskegon. In fact, they have iced the puck. 19.6 left in this second period. And the faceoff will be to the left of Doyon Ketakis. Boucher to take the draw against Bergeron. And Bergeron will win that faceoff. Belusco trying to clear it around the near side, could not do so. Popped back to Belusco, and then stolen by McKinnon. His shot, however, was blocked. Rolled to the left corner, came off the skate of referee McCauley. Bounces around, pinballs out to the blue line. Cowgill holds line, firing shot, drifted it just wide at the buzzer. Phantoms put up another 3 spots here in the second period, and they leave Muskegon 6-1. Shots on goal for the game. At least 16-3, but the numbers will be updated as we go to the intermission. So, at the end of 40 minutes, Youngstown 6 and Muskegon 1. We're going to take a 5-minute break, then come back for the second intermission report. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand scores! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside Printscape Arena for the second intermission report at the end of 40 minutes of play. Youngstown Phantoms lead the Muskegon Lumberjacks 6-1. Shots on goal for the game 23-4 in favor of Youngstown Phantoms. Outshoot Muskegon 10-2 in that second period. Phantoms came into the middle frame with a 3-0 lead that was extended at 8:52 by Owen Boucher. His first goal of the preseason. Matty Bukowski with the assist, 4-1 Youngstown. At 15:38, Sean Miller, his first of the preseason. Ryan Franks and Kyle O'Leary with the helpers, 5-1 Phantoms. And then at 19:06, Braden Thompson, his second of the preseason. Johnny Conlon and Adam Zidlicki with the helpers. And that's how we got to our 6-1 score. Samuel Doyon-Katakis for the Lumberjacks has stopped 17 out of 23. Vladimir Nikitin has stopped 3 out of 4. 2 penalties in that second period. They were matching roughing minors at 11:58. Ty Bergeron and Evan Jardine sat. We played 4-on-4, and nothing came of that abbreviated man shortage for each side. Muskegon power play 1-for-1. They converted in the first period. Youngstown has not had a power play here this afternoon. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a 3-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532. Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit TAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, pride, Cobras.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I gotta tell you, I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too, but I'm glad we are.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and life experiences come together through conversation, and it feels good.
Wow, your story is so...
Interesting?
Yeah.
When people actually sit down, talk, and listen to one another, they can break down boundaries and connect as human beings. At lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep, you can listen to amazing, life-changing conversations and find simple tools to start a conversation of your own.
I know one thing. This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together by having the courage to start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding.
Whoa!
Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside Printscape Arena during the second intermission report. Phantoms lead the Lumberjacks 6-1. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. It's the only game in the USHL going on right now. Earlier this afternoon, Fargo down to Omaha 4-1. Getting underway in the next 5 or 10 minutes will be the Des Moines Buccaneers and Tri-City Storm. Little preseason get-together out at the Tyson Event Center in Sioux City. And then we got a trio of 8 p.m. Eastern puck drops. Sioux Falls will be taking on Sioux City at the Tyson Event Center. Dubuque will be battling Chicago at Fox Valley Ice Arena. And the Madison Capitals will invade the Stable to take on the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders. Over to the college football scoreboard. Penn State knocks off FIU 34-0. Georgia leads Austin Peay 14-3. Ohio State up 28-0 on Grambling. Second quarter just underway. Oregon leads Oklahoma State 20-3. Second quarter just underway. Troy and Clemson are in a weather delay in the first quarter. And the men of Troy lead the Clemson Tigers 7-0. Kentucky leads Ole Miss 7-0. Quarter just Tennessee up 31-0 over East Tennessee State. Florida and South Florida scoreless halfway through the first. Take a quick look at the YSU score as well. And checking in 2 minutes into the fourth, YSU leads Robert Morris 56-10. That'll do it for the out-of-town scoreboard and your second intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a 4-minute timeout. When we come back, third period action between the Youngstown Phantoms and Muskegon Lumberjacks. Here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand score! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and catch the bus. Text and miss your stop. Wait. Text and be late to work.
Sorry, I'm late.
Text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working.
Who, me?
Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Is that a faucet running? That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink.
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
I didn't know the trees were so amazing.
Yep, and the forest gives us shade, trees to climb.
That's awesome. Let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Olivia from Washington. Laid off and trying to keep our little kids from realizing that Mommy and Daddy haven't eaten in a while.
Roger from California. I'm grateful we could afford our son's surgery. I'm nervous that now we can't really afford food.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Keisha from South Carolina. I've been skipping meals so my 2 kids can eat, but filling up on water doesn't really work.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside Printscape Arena for the start of the third period. Phantoms with a 6-1 lead on the Lumberjacks. 20 minutes from being halfway through the preseason. Next weekend, Youngstown has a home-and-home with the U18s. Friday night up at USA Hockey Arena. But in the secondary rink up there in Plymouth Township. And then we'll be back here at Printscape next Saturday for a 6 p.m. puck drop. Hope you'll be able to join us on either West Reserve Radio or Flow Sports. Of course, on Friday night, Pete Krupski will be on the call from Plymouth Township, Michigan. But we still have one period of hockey to play here in the early evening on a Saturday in September. Thank you for taking a little bit of time away from college football to spend some time here with us at the hockey rink. You can roll for initiative. Third period is underway. And Johnny Conlon wins the draw against Eastern Jacobs. Murphy carries ahead, fires it into the Muskegon end, and hit behind the play. Harrison Smith is down on all fours in some discomfort. Might have got a high stick. As Jack Christ heads to the penalty box. And Kyle McCauley stands in the referee's crease looking for some input from his linesman. Two minutes for cross-checking is the call on Chris. Youngstown will get their first power play of the game. Time of the penalty, 9 seconds into the third period. Face-off will be to the left of Doyon Catequise. Phantoms power play 0 for 3 last night, but had some impressive work. Was unable to get anything behind Axelson. Orlowski to take the draw against Jacobs. Quick clock issue, and now we're ready to go. Sullivan got control off the Muskegon faceoff win and clears it past McKinnon at the right point. Malachi back into his own zone as Youngstown has 5 forwards here on the top power play. McKinnon drops it back to Smith. Couldn't enter the zone onside, but Orlowski had kept it at center. But he did just bring it across the goal line. So face-off in the neutral zone. 19 seconds gone on the power play. And Sullivan and Orlowski need to be separated by linesman Bennett. Not the best face-off I've ever seen a linesman do, as it's slapped down the ice by Belusco. Carried ahead by McKinnon. To the red line, dropped it back for Zidlicki. Adam chipped it to the right corner, went in after it. Rolled past him and picked up by Orlowski in the corner. Up to the point for McKinnon. Malachi down the left wall. Gained the dot. Tried to drop it off for Zidlicki. Pass left to the right, and Zidlicki was going left. Smith backtracking for it. And dropped it off to Zidlicki. Adam gained the red line. Fired it in. Katakis out to play it. Sends it around the far wall. Slowed down by Smith. Grabbed by McKinnon. Fired into the corner for Orlowski. Grabbed by Burr's pants, but cleared to the line, kept by McKinnon. Down the wall to Smith, to Jardine for Orlowski. Tried to pass it up the wall, touched by Deneau, played to the line, kept by McKinnon. Dumped on by Burr's Cons. Across the top of the circle, over to Zidlicki for a shot off the stick of Boyan Katakis and into the meshing. Unless they're saying the net was off its moorings, and that may very well be the call because referee Kyle McCauley is saying no line change for Muskegon. 31 seconds left on the power play. Second power play unit now on. Conlon will take the draw against Burst Collins. Youngstown wins the draw to Murphy. Over to Adams at the right point, but bobbled it, and it came out to center. Murphy dropped it back behind him. Grabbed by Adams. Played it to Conlon. Conlon between the circles. Over to O'Leary. To Murphy. To O'Leary. Hit shot into by Katakis. Tried to bank it in, but Katakis able to kick it out and then bounced on the rebound. As Murphy battles somebody taking down behind the gate. That was Anthony Thomas Maroon, who got tangled with Carter Murphy. Murphy going to get 2 points for the takedown. Will he get 2 minutes as well? I think McCauley may be taking them both. So Thomas Maroon and Murphy both going to get 2 minutes for a matching roughing minor. 10 seconds left on the cross-checking call to Jack Chris, and he stands in the penalty box. Action on the ice going to stay at 5-on-4. Face-off won by Bergeron. Boring sends it around the wall to the far side, kept by Adams. Had his pocket picked by Drabicki, though, who gets the clear, and that will do it for the Youngstown power play. Nikitin quickly up to the line for Boucher, but Chris is out of the box, and we're back to 5 aside. O'Leary sends it into the Muskegon zone. Conlon gets there first in the corner. Knocked down to his wall, as a loose puck is grabbed by Bergeron. Carries ahead, red line and blue into the Youngstown zone. behind him to Katora, then dropped off to Boring for a backhander on the cage. Kicked out by Nikitin. The rebound cleared to center. Selski backhanded ahead, but pass missed its intended target. Rolled to Adams, then Stenger out to center for Franks. Couldn't take it cleanly. Boring sent it back ahead for Muskegon before Stenger sent it back into the Muskegon net. Poked out to center by Selski, grabbed at the red line by Bergeron, swept into the Youngstown zone. Nikitin couldn't slow it down. Thrown toward the net by Zemaitis, but blocked away by Stenger. Up the near wall for Bukowski. Couldn't take it cleanly. It goes to center. Hudson D-to-D over to Belusco, who's wrister from the neutral zone, picked to the corner by Nikitin. Left half wall. Zemaitis got away with it, but the puck was taken away by Miller, and now out to center looking for Bukowski, who unfortunately did not get a piece of it. So Youngstown guilty of icing. 16:40 left in the third, and a 6-1 Youngstown lead. Face off to the right of Nikitin. One cleanly by Jacobs, but the shot is blocked off the stick of Benson. Cowgill cleared it to the line, kept by Hudson, and then came back to Cowgill, and he'll carry to neutral now. Banked ahead by Cowgill and into the zone. Kadeki slows it down behind the cage, sent it up the far wall where Chris grabbed it, cleared to center. Grabbed by Moore and DDD to Cowgill, now ahead for Bukowski, banked it into the Muskegon zone. Benson took it away, sent it back out to center. Cowgill picked it up the red line, back to Thompson, now ahead to Bukowski into the Muskegon end. Conlon got to it first in the corner and sent it up the far wall to Thompson. His shot blocked along the way by, I think, Belusco and Hudson both. Conlon got it. Zedlicki in front, couldn't get it to Bukowski to tuck home on the back door far post. Muskegon grabs it behind the cage, and they'll start the breakout. Hudson ices it down, and they are going to call icing here. Although Nikitin came out of the blue paint. Maybe just a safety icing whistle here. Although they are going to drop the puck at center red. So maybe an inadvertent icing whistle there. 15:40 left in the third. Bergeron to take the draw against Conlon. Conlon won the draw, but Katora knocked it away from Zedlicki. It'll be Drabicki playing it into the Youngstown end. Stenger clears it to the line after a couple of pinballs. It comes to Zedlicki to carry ahead. Puck rolled to Deneau, brings it over to the near wall, and then chips it up to Drabicki. Drabicki crisscrosses with a man. That's Katora. Great job by Thompson slowing down the play, but the line is held by Sullivan. Played behind the cage, rolls to the left corner where it's grabbed by Harrison Smith. Up the wall, Johnny Conlon takes it off the window and out to the center. Sullivan gloves it down, carries back into his own end. Head to the red line for Bergeron, back to Sullivan. Swept away from him by McKinnon. Bergeron had it for a moment, taken away by Adams. It rolled to Thompson. To the red line, fires it into the zone. Kadeki slows it down, but it rolls near side for McKinnon. Drop behind him, Jardine. Banked up to the point. Murphy able to hold the line just in time. DPD to Adams. Flipped into the slot. McKinnon backhander blocked along the way. Cleared out the center there. Looking for a stretch pass from Maroon out of his reach. And Nikitin played it to keep it away from Maroon. Around to Murphy. Up to the line for Jardine. Couldn't take it cleanly. Grabbed by Lance. Played to Corin. And now back to Lance in the near corner. Sent up the wall. McKinnon got there first. Banked it up to Adams. Adams had a tip past him by Marto, and he'll carry ahead. Marto into the zone. Toe drag shot blocked by Murphy. Rebound grabbed by Burskans. His backhander floated up in the air as it was blocked, and it's grabbed by McKinnon to carry ahead. Malachi, red line, and then slipped it over to Orlovsky into the zone. Jesse banked it down the wall, looking for Jardine. Passes behind him, and it's grabbed by Thomas Maroon. Kick behind the Youngstown net while Muskegon starts a line change. Cowgill sends it far corner for Morin. Back near side for Cowgill. Surveys the scene and snaps it to the line. Was looking for Franks. Couldn't get a piece. And icing will be called on the Youngstown Phantoms with 13:33 left in the third period, and a 6-1 Youngstown lead. Faceoff will be to the right of Nikitin. And they're going to kick Easton Jacobs out of the circle. Or maybe just give him a warning. As he prepares to take the faceoff against Evan Jardine. Jackson control shot is blocked. Cowgill gathers the rebound. Tried to send it up the far wall, but grabbed by Jacobs and sent back around the kick plate to the right side. Warren, the first touch on it, up the wall to Orlowski, who's able to chip it past Selski. Franks turning on the Jets, beat out the icing whistle. Youngstown changing up the forwards behind the play. Pried free of the scrum in the corner, picked up by Selski, and played ahead to Christ. Couldn't take it cleanly. It's grabbed by Thompson in his own end. Banked it off the end wall to Morin. Morin carries ahead through the red line and then chipped it into the left wing corner. Buck Selski off the puck as it bounced to Boucher. Owen chipped it down low. He has a goal here tonight. Puck rolled to Selski for a moment, taken away again by Boucher. Pinballed up to center point, kept by Thompson, rolled to Boucher. Boucher, center point, plays it over to Stenger. Swept it up toward the net, but missed it wide. Stenger got his own rebound, but couldn't get it deep. Knocked out the center by Jacobs. Played behind him to Benson. Lost the puck to Boucher, regathered. Benson stepping in, centering feed, but out of the reach of Christ. Grabbed by Hudson, but swept away by Stenger. Grabbed by Thompson. And up the far side to O'Leary, who carried to the red line and dumped it in while Youngstown changes. Hudson from behind his own net, out to center, looking for Alex Smith, taken away by Harrison Smith and into the zone. Smith to Zidlicki, fanned on the shot, came to Conlon, but he put it right into the belly of Doyon Catechees, who holds. 11:58 left in the third, again 6-1 Youngstown. Miller, Bukowski, and Orlowski coming on for Youngstown as Ryan Ward changes up the forward unit. Faceoff will be to the right of Doyon Catechees. Miller to take the draw against Zematis. And Zematis wins the draw to Lance. Around the net to the far side. Up the line for Smith. Retreats. And now carries to neutral. They're trying to pass it ahead for Deneau. Stolen by Miller and dumped back in. Catechees behind the net and passes up far side for Smith. Battles against Miller and Bukowski. Chips it down low to Deneau. D into the left corner for Lance. Carrying attempt blocked by Orlowski, then stolen by Bukowski. To Miller. Coming down the middle. Hey! Shoots and scores. Sean Miller, his second goal of the game. The extra point is up and good, and Youngstown leads 7-1. Time of the goal, 8:32. Beautiful keep at the wall by Matty Bukowski. Turned into basically a 2-on-0 coming down the middle. And Miller beat Doyon Catechees cleanly to the glove side. Here Youngstown controls the draw. It's Murphy in his own zone. Murphy to the red line, up the wall to Zidlicki. Losing his stick was Selski as it's grabbed by Conlon. Conlon turns, fires, Catechees save, rebound cleared by Muskegon. Grabbed by Dravicki, he'll bank it off the window and out to the neutral zone. Phantoms bring it back ahead. It's Murphy. Blitz 4. And then it's pouring and put pouring down. Pinballs in front and rolls to Bergeron. Elevated pass ahead. Knocked down cleanly by Harrison Smith. Don't think this one has enough steam on it for icing. It does not. And Selski will have to play it away from Zidlicki. Send it across to Bergeron, then back to your side for Trubicki. Up to the line for Katora across the Bergeron. Tried to spinorama on Conlon, who took the body, and then the loose puck cleared out to center. Belusco, he runs into a man at the blue line. That was Cowgill, and it's played ahead for Franks. Into the right corner it goes. Boucher, the first one to it. Boucher pulls it out of the scrum, floats far side to O'Leary. Turns, fires, ripped it wide. And Stenger can't get to the rebound in time as it's all the way down into the Youngstown end. He'll grab it there, D to Cowgill. Andrew to the red line in the blue into the zone. Cowgill, right circle shot, Katakey safe. Rebound, Franks was blocked. Lars Hudson with the block shot there is half of an open net. Was there for Youngstown. Jacks bring it back to the Youngstown end. It's Thomas Maroon in the left corner. Puck ricocheted off of Bruce Collins and to the blue paint where it was grabbed and held by McKeaton. Meeting of the minds in the right corner, separated by the linesman. 9:36 left in the third, 7-1 Youngstown. Referee Kyle McCauley over to discuss something with Ryan Ward. I think he's probably going to go over and talk to Colton St. Clair as well. All right. Kyle McCauley seems satisfied. And we'll get back to action. Face off to the right of McKeaton. Played to the line. Sullivan, one-timer blocked by McKinnon. Jardine got to loose puck, chipped it ahead for McKinnon. Tried to dance around Sullivan, but Sullivan came away with the puck, played it up the wall, kept by Jardine, but couldn't chip it back to McKinnon. Sullivan plays it back to Deneau, who lost his footing and the puck to McKinnon, but picked up by Jacobs and cleared down the ice to Keaton. Out to the hash marks to play, quickly ahead to Cowgill. Back to the line looking for McKinnon. Wedged away by Deneau to Benson, who lost the glove and the puck. Rolled to Jacobs. Up the near wall, grabbed by Sean Miller, who has a pair of goals tonight, and dropped back in the defensive zone for Adams. Out to Jardine at center. His pass ahead off the skate of Jacobs, ricochet to Chris. Benson couldn't find it. Chris gathered in his own pass and chipped it into the Youngstown end. Keaton set it up behind the cage for Adams, who carries to the red line. Strip of the puck, got it back, and then dumped it into the Muskegon zone. Off the end wall, it came hard and bounced off the leg pad of Katakis. Played it up for Coring, who couldn't enter the zone cleanly. Puck rolls to Morin. Banked out to center, looking for Franks, but it came to Selsky to play back into the Youngstown zone. Trickled behind the cage and penalty behind the play. I think Kyle O'Leary may be the guilty party here. Two minutes for interference on Kyle O'Leary. Youngstown will head to their second penalty kill of the game. 0 for 1 tonight. Time of the penalty, 11:45. Face off to the right of Nikitin. Conlon to take the draw against Burskons. Burskons with the face-off win. Played back to Hudson at the point. Left point for Lance. Center point for Hudson. Right side for Burskons. Back center point for Hudson. Top of the left circle for Lance. Back to Hudson. Across Burskons. One-timer. Pad save by Nikitin. Rebound. Grabbed by Bukowski. And cleared down the length of the ice. Carrying ahead is Hudson. Dropped it back for Lance. Ahead to Maroon and chipped to the end wall of the Youngstown zone. Picked up there by Burskons. Carries to the right corner. Dumped on by Boucher. Puck back to Burskons. Over the left circle now. Into the bumper for a backhander save by Nikitin. Rebound there. Wacky got it in the blue paint as Nikitin is pushed into the net, but they say no goal. Puck had to be right there near the goal line, but Vladimir Nikitin had it between the pillows. As chaos descended on the blue paint in the Youngstown zone. 1:09 left on the power play for Muskegon. 7:24 left in the third period of this 7-1 hockey game. Faceoff will be to the right of Nikitin. Bergeron to take the draw against Orlowski. Faceoff controlled by Bergeron. Belusco over to Sullivan, right point. Down into the corner for Katora. Bodied up by Cowgill, but able to work it to Bergeron. He's taken out by Orlowski, but he couldn't clear, kept by Drabicki. Below the goal line for Bergeron. In front looking for Katora, and a one-touch did not go, and the puck pinballed out to center and down into the Muskegon end. 40 seconds left on the power play for the Jacks as Belusco deeks around Miller, carries to the red line, and then drops it back for Katora. Over to Sullivan, chip to the end wall. Rolls around to the right corner. Bergeron there, but puck popped to Orlowski, who fanned on the clearing attempt. Rolled free, grabbed by Bergeron. Tried to feed it to the back door, wouldn't go for Drabicki. Now played center point for Belusco, floats right side. Belusco, side of the cage to Bergeron. Back across to Drabicki. Top of the left circle, shot was blocked by Miller, but couldn't clear. Drabicki got it back. Carries to the left point, back down the wall. Katora knocked off the puck by Stinger. Bergeron picked up the loose change. 2 seconds and one. And out of the box comes Kyle O'Leary as Belusco's one-timer is grabbed and held by a standing Vladimir Nikitin. 6:13 left in the third period. 7-1 Phantoms. Only goal here in the third period belongs to Sean Miller. Phantoms led 3-1 after 1 and 6-1 after 2. Face off to left of Nikitin, won by Conlon against Benson. Banked ahead, Zidlicki trying to get around his man. He does. Zidlicki, sharp angle shot. Arm save by Katakis. Up to the point from Murphy. His shot to the belly of Katakis. Rebound still loose. It's behind Katakis. And trickles just wide of the post. Katakis doesn't have a stick as it's lifted out to center. Harrison Smith doesn't have a helmet or a stick and has to go to the bench. Katakis able to get his twig back as Zidlicki plays it into the Muskegon zone. Came to the side of the cage where the stick of Harrison Smith is in the way. Centering feed, looking for Murphy, but played out to center by Jack Chris. Came to O'Leary, pinball to Conlon, fired back into the Muskegon end. Katakis slows it down, but it rolls into the right corner. Or it's battled for and grabbed by O'Leary. O'Leary double teamed and lost the puck. Stelsky will play it ahead to the neutral zone for Dabrowski. Dabrowski tried to put it through Adams. He did and regathered. Around the cage, tried to wrap around. It wouldn't go. Adams found the loose puck and played to Boucher. Owen to the red line, lost the puck to Dabrowski. Nice stick lift by Smith. Dabrowski back into the zone, dropped it off for Smith. Forced into the corner by Morin. Centering feed for Zemaitis. His one touch went wide. Clearing attempt by Budkowski. Did make it to center off the stick of Dabrowski. Grabbed by Deneau and fired back in. Nikitin grabs a high puck and gloves it down for Adams. To the line for Franks, who carries through the red. And now the blue into the Muskegon end. They're 1-on-3. His shot off the mask of Katakis. And the rebound went just past Franks. Grabbed by Deneau and sent to center. Picked up there by Franks. Played it to the far wall for himself. Then banked it ahead to Harrison Smith. Couldn't take it clean. He was sticked away by Deneau. Played to the left corner for Lance and back around to the right for Deneau. Played it up the wall, off of Alex Smith and out to center. No icing here, doesn't have enough steam. Stinger back into his own zone for it and just plays it to the safety of center. Grabbed by Hudson in his own blue line and then snapped ahead for Zemaitis to back into the Youngstown zone while he goes off for a change with 4 minutes exactly left in the third period. 7-1 Youngstown. Zidlicki tripped on the red line, lost the puck to Maroon. Played back to Hudson. And sent ahead, was looking for Bergeron, but Cowgill got in the way of that. And a loose change picked up by Boucher and spun near sideways, picked up by Stinger. In front of the cage for Cowgill and back to center for Boucher. took a bump from Maroon, but got the puck ahead to O'Leary. He'll dance past his man and works it to Zidlicki. Chip down low, where he'll battle against Marto. Puck sent up the near wall, kept at the point by Thompson. Zidlicki had it rolled to O'Leary, but he couldn't get a shot away, and the puck rolls to the right corner. Grabbed there by Hudson, cleared the line. Thompson couldn't grab and hold it, and he'll have to retreat to center for it. Back in his own zone now. He'll spin it away from Anthony Thomas Maroon across the red line. Got past Sullivan and into the Muskegon zone. Thompson, nice stick handle as he walked through, but then knocked off the puck. He rolled to the right point where it's kept by Murphy. Fired around the kick plate, comes left corner for O'Leary. Behind him to Conlon. Johnny spun off, got it to O'Leary. Stick handling, puck bounce past Bukowski. Back to Thompson. Over to Murphy, a one-timer gloved and held by Samuel Doyon-Catequese. 2:49 left in the third. 3-1 Youngstown. Sorry, 7-1 Youngstown. It was 3-1 at the end of the first. 6-1 at the end of the second. Face off to the left of Doyon-Catequese. Conlon will take the draw against Jacobs. Conlon wins the draw. Thompson, D to Murphy. Fake right, went left. Murphy, below the left circle. Now around the cage. Went for the wraparound. Catequese shut it off, and loose puck cleared out to center by Muskegon. Thompson couldn't grab it at center, but didn't get a piece of it either. So icing called on the Lumberjacks. 2:33 left in the third period. Face off to the right of Doyon-Catequese. Franks takes the draw against Jacobs. Franks wins it cleanly back to Morin. Played in the left corner, comes down the kick plate to Smith. He's pinned up by Selski, but got the puck to Franks. Right point for Adams. His shot redirected high, came to the weak side where it's grabbed by Corin. Sent off the window and down the ice. Off the glove of Morin, so no icing here. Where it's picked up by Adams. Banked up the far wall to Smith and ahead for Boucher. Boucher looks over his shoulder. Center feed. Franks toe drag shot ripped it wide. Came to Morin on the left half wall. He'll just slowly send it down to the left corner where it bounced off a seam in the boards and to Lance, who sends it out to center for Benson. Far side for Jacobs. Center feed looking for Britt. Couldn't dance around the Keaton to tuck it home. Got it back. Sent it center point for Deneau. His shot well wide of the net. Loose puck grabbed by Conlon. Set in front of the cage for Adams. Jackson whipped it up to the Muskegon line. Redirected into the zone by O'Leary with 1:30 left in today's game. Bukowski couldn't hold the zone. It came to Calgill at center. He chips it back in. O'Leary to the bench as Lance snaps it ahead to center off of Trubicki into the Youngstown end. Rolls to Keaton, fired around the dasher, and ushered out to the neutral zone by Franks. Sullivan picks it up, retreats into his own zone, spins away from Bukowski, goes D over to Hudson. Hudson dropped it back to Sullivan under four-check pressure from Franks as there's 1 minute left in regulation. Youngstown leads 7-1. Sullivan to the red line, banked it into the Youngstown zone. Cal kills the first one to it, sent it up the near wall. Stenger grabs it, but turned it over for Katora. Hit shot answered by Nikitin, who then went sprawling across the goal crease, and Nikitin is down. Nikitin now up to a knee, takes the helmet off to check his faculties. And I think Michael Couture is either going to get goaltender interference or charging the goaltender here. Goaltender interference is the call. As Vladimir Nikitin is being checked on by athletic trainer Amber Martinelli of the Phantoms. Fourth season for Amber. her bachelor's degree at Capital University in Columbus, where she was also a pitcher on the softball team, and then got her master's degree at the University of Pittsburgh. Amber from the Pittsburgh area here. Imagine we're less than a half hour from where she grew up. About 45 minutes from where I grew up. For me, is there 45 seconds left in regulation. Youngstown to their second power play of the game. Muskegon controls the draw, puck controlled behind the net, but then stolen by Zidlicki. Zidlicki, left half wall. Trades it off to Thompson. Thompson, left dot, side of the cage, O'Leary. Across, one-timer saved by Catechees as Sean Miller sneaking in the back door for the one-timer from the right dot, looking for the hat trick. Nice push-off there by Catechees to rob Miller of the hat trick. Lots of friends and family here in the crowd for Sean Miller today, as he also from the Pittsburgh area. As here, Youngstown controls the face-off. Zidlicki up to the point for Thompson. D over to Morin. Morin, left dot, now below the left circle. In the corner, up to the point for Thompson. Zidlicki trades it off to Thompson. At the right dot, he spins with 5 seconds left in regulation. Thompson shoots, blocks, sent back toward the cage. Catechees covers, and that is how today's game will end. Turn out the lights and leave. Muskegon Youngstown wins 7-1. We're going to keep it right here for the postgame show. Let's get you a scoring recap from today's game. Phantoms open the scoring at 5:28 of the first period. Evan Jardine, his second of the preseason. Jakob Pesch and Malachi McKinnon with the helpers. Ryan Franks made it 2-0 Youngstown at 6:51, his first of the preseason. Kyle O'Leary and Sean Miller with the assist. 8:17, Jackson Adams, his first of the preseason. Johnny Conlon and Adams with the helpers. 13-17, Muskegon gets their only goal of the game. Adam Belusco, his second of the preseason, a power play goal for the Jacks. Michael Couture and Gustav Zemedis with the helpers. Phantoms led 3-1 at the end of the first period. Only 3 goals of the second period belonged to the Phantoms. At 8:52, it was Owen Boucher, assisted by Matty Bukowski. At 15:38, it was Sean Miller, his first of the preseason and the game. Ryan Franks and Kyle O'Leary with the helpers. At 19:06, it's Braden Thompson with Johnny Conlon and Adam Zidlicki getting the helpers. 6-1 Youngstown at the end of the middle frame. Only goal of the third period belonged to Sean Miller, his second of the game and of the preseason. Matty Bukowski with the assist, and that is how we got to our 7-1 final. Samuel Doyon Catechees played all 60 minutes for Muskegon. He stopped 27 out of 34. Vladimir Nikitin played all 60 minutes for Youngstown. He stopped 6 out of 7. Youngstown outshoots Muskegon 11-3 in the third period and 34-7 for the game. Muskegon 1 for 2 on the power play. Youngstown 0 for 2, but the second power play there for Youngstown abbreviated just the final 45 seconds of regulation. Again, the Phantoms will be in action next Friday night up at USA Hockey Arena. That game, I believe, will be available on USA Hockey TV for free. Just need to create a free account there on USAHockeyTV.com. Then we will be back here at Princescape Arena for the preseason finale next Saturday night, also against the U18s. Pre-game show goes on the air at 5:45. For my engineer, Jim Craven, keeping us on the air back in Youngstown, Brendan Miller, again, the hardest working man in show business, keeping things up to date for you on social media. I am
Thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
Your home for PAFL football is the iMedia One Network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
20-15. And how about Florida, South Florida? This is just an under-better's dream. Long drives, use a lot of plays, use a lot of clock, and end in a field goal. Ideally, you'd want these field goals to be missed, but you'll settle for makes as long as they're staying out of the end zone and they're eating up a lot of plays and chewing up a lot of clock, which they're doing. So that's now Florida up 6-3. I believe they had a touchdown, but called back due to offensive pass interference. Very rarely called offensive pass interference. So Florida has to settle for 3. And if you're South Florida, you know what? You're hanging in there. Just keep it close, and hopefully you can pull off an upset and steal one here in the fourth quarter. So far, so good for South Florida. I think you and I kind of had a sense that this might be the way it goes, where South Florida hangs around and then probably Florida pulls away late just because they have much better depth and much better athletes. But South Florida is a feisty team. They've got a pretty good quarterback. They've had experience playing these good teams. They played Bama the last 2 years and been respectable. They kept the game against Florida a few years ago close. So we'll see here if South Florida, who, look, they beat Boise. They get Miami next week. If they can beat somehow Florida or Miami and